I'm sure I'm not the only one who would like to completely forget about mopping the floors and not worry about cleaning at all. Right now, there are quite a few different cleaning robots, and some of them can even wipe the floor with a wet cloth. But what about real wet or universal automated cleaning? Well, you can tell from the cover and the title of this video that such solutions really exist. And this video is all about that kind of universal automated cleaning. Let's get to know the Dreame Bot L10s Ultra. It can independently perform dry or wet or even double cleaning at once. But that's not all, because it automatically disposes of trash and cleans and dries its microfiber pads for wet cleaning on its own. They also have a floor pressure and a rotation speed of 180 revolutions per minute. Let's get started. So, how do regular mopping or washing robots clean the floor, and how does this process sound in English? They pull along a piece of fabric that gets moistened either by dripping or through a micropump. It's pretty hard to call that real floor washing, but it's definitely better than nothing. And as I said at the beginning of this video, our hero works completely differently. It can even completely separate dry and wet cleaning, and the user doesn't need to do anything except select wet, dry, or combined cleaning mode. In simpler models, you have to remove the microfiber after each cleaning, wash it by hand and let it dry, and only after that can you continue cleaning. It's hard to call that cleaning automatic or automated, and only after that can you continue cleaning, and you can hardly call that cleaning automatic or automated. This Dreame Bot L10 Ultra is an upgraded descendant of the robot I reviewed a little over a year ago. And of course the new robot has taken a higher step in the evolution of home automated cleaning, so make sure to watch this video until the end to learn the most interesting details. When you receive a package like this, you realize that it's a very serious matter. Inside there's the robot and a huge docking station for it. This charging station, of course, does more than just charge, otherwise why would it be so huge? Inside there's a whole little factory for collecting trash. Directly from the robot, the trash goes into a special bag, and I'll explain a bit later why this bag can last quite a long time. Inside the station, there's also clean water for mopping the floor and cleaning the vacuum pads. Here, dirty water collected after washing the floor pads is gathered. So that's why the 3-liter dust bag lasts quite a long time, about 10 days of use. That's because some of the dirt from the floor goes through the pads and ends up in the dirty water container. This is my personal assumption, so feel free to discuss it with me in the comments. I promise to try to respond to everyone in the comments below this video. Also, inside the base, there's a floor cleaning solution which will definitely make the cleaning even more effective. By the way, this is the same cleaning solution I talked about in this video. This was a video about the Dreame H12 washing vertical cordless vacuum cleaner. Actually, this video is about two models, the H12 and H12 Pro, so you can check it out if you happen to miss it. So it seems that you can just add this cleaning solution to the container that comes with the robot. But from my impression, even without the cleaning solution, it's still quite effective. Although maybe I just don't have factors of significant pollution here. Well, for one cleaning session in my small space, this solution is used up quite minimally. About 1 to 1.5% of the total volume. One thing you can't overlook is the size of our robot station. It's definitely not small at all. And in some small interior, for example, like in these studios that I'm shooting, it will definitely become a fairly significant interior item. It's crucial to consider the station's placement before purchasing. Automatic cleaning is convenient, but finding space for a large device in an existing interior is challenging. The system includes two main components: the charging and waste disposal base, which also handles water exchange, and the smart cleaner with brushes, pads, radars, and a camera. You can connect to the camera anytime via smartphone. The charging and waste disposal base that also exchanges clean and dirty water, and our smart cleaner itself, which has brushes and washing pads, radars, and even a built-in camera. And by the way, you can connect to the camera at any time using your smartphone. So in a way, this kind of robot can even serve as a security device in your home. After all, you can view the footage from its cameras at any moment, even if you're in another country. The main thing is to have the app and internet access on your smartphone. And here's the third component of this automated cleaning system: the software. This is the cleaning control from your smartphone and, in general, the smart software part of the cleaning, which even involves artificial intelligence. The robot is controlled using the proprietary Dreame app. Yes, I use that one. But there are other ways to control the cleaning. I'll tell you about all these methods soon. For example, there are 3 touch buttons located on the base. This is the button for the robot to return to the station, the button to start both dry and wet cleaning together, and the button for drying the floor washing pads. There are also 3 buttons on the robot itself. This includes power supply, cleaning in a specific location, and return to the base station. These aren't all the robot's cleaning goals. Here's how it works. The robot collects dirt from the floor using side and main brushes and powerful 5400 Pascal suction, depositing it into an internal container with a filtration system. It then cleans with 180 RPM microfiber pads. When the container is full, the robot returns to the base and deposits the trash into the station's bag through special gates. And after the brushes, the robot performs real wet cleaning using microfiber plates that rotate at a frequency of 180 revolutions per minute. When the internal container is full, the robot heads back to the base and, through special small gates, deposits the trash into the bag inside the station. Also, at this time, the robot can rinse its cleaning pads, but this is set up by the owner according to their preferences based on the cleaning zones or the area to be cleaned in the app. The robot can distinguish zones in a room by drawing a map in the app on its first use. For instance, the Dreame Bot L10s Ultra identified my kitchen on the map. This is possible due to its advanced navigation system, which includes a radar, lasers, touch sensors, anti-fall sensors, a camera, and artificial intelligence. There's a radar at the top, lasers in front, touch sensors, anti-fall sensors at the bottom. But don't forget about the camera and artificial intelligence. Visual recognition works here too, so even during... Now, we're going to dive deeper into using this thing, and I'll try to help you feel like an owner of such a robot, which might make it easier for you to understand if you'd want one for yourself. Let's start with the cleaning. Now, we're going to dive deeper into using this thing, and I'll try to help you feel like an owner of such a robot, which might make it easier for you to understand if you'd want one for yourself. Let's start with the cleaning. One cleaning session usually takes me up to 30 minutes. We're talking about a 1-bedroom apartment, but it largely depends on the cleaning settings, and believe me, there are plenty of settings to adjust here. From the type of flooring in the rooms to literally every single parameter. Here, by the way, are my settings. Each zone in the apartment is cleaned once with a high level of moisture. I have the cleaning set to both wet and dry at the same time, and the suction power standard. The robot can also adjust its suction power on the fly during cleaning. For example, it will increase in areas with more dirt or on carpets. Speaking of carpets, I'll tell you more about that a bit later because it's a really interesting topic. Of course, you can change all the parameters to your liking, and the cleaning of each zone can even be done 3 times. Just to be clear, triple. Here, for example, is the map of the double cleaning. You can clearly see that the robot goes through the room lengthwise and widthwise. We have its route represented in these little squares. During an hour of cleaning, my robot didn't manage to discharge more than 15%. It also didn't return to the base to wash the fiber plates. My fiber plate washing is set to 20 square meters by default, and the cleaning area was slightly smaller than this figure. The apartment is certainly larger, but due to the arrangement of the furniture, the cleaning area was less than 20 meters. But when I chose to double clean part of the room, it returned to the base once to wash the records right in the middle of cleaning. Well, roughly 1 charge of the robot should be enough for a complete cleaning in one pass over an area of 100 square meters. In both cases I mentioned earlier, the robot didn't even use up half of the water during a single cleaning. I think that in a 2-room apartment, one cleaning can use up about half the amount of water. But anyway, it's unlikely that this figure could be higher. Well, if we go further, more rooms mean higher water and battery consumption. If during cleaning the battery charge of 5200 mAh drops to 10%, the robot will pause the cleaning and return to recharge up to 30% in order to continue cleaning. By the way, this robot stands out not only for its awesome wet cleaning, but also for its dry cleaning, as it has a suction power of up to 5300 pascals. Usually competitors rarely have this figure higher than 3000. At the base, it washes the fabric plates, and there are special combs that help with the washing. Also at the base, it refills the water supply, empties the trash into a bag, and charges itself. And after washing the fiber plates, they are also dried with warm air. The drying takes 2 hours or more, and this can also be adjusted. So the base is basically a complete service cycle for the robot. But sometimes you also need to pay attention to the base itself. This part comes off and you can just wash it. Well, you can also clean the dirt inside, for example, with a cloth. You should also carefully clean the trash channels to ensure that old dirt doesn't interfere with emptying the trash into the bag. Right during my experiments, it turned out that the robot was well thought out, even down to the smallest detail. Because one day I was so carried away that I didn't notice how late evening had come, and it was already long past 10. The robot finished cleaning, returned to the base, and didn't empty the trash. Why? It was in Do Not Disturb mode, operating from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. When emptying the trash, the vacuum makes quite a loud noise. It's not worth disturbing others, and sensors help the robot move around. So, it's really not worth disturbing your loved ones, or maybe even your neighbors, with loud sounds, and the robot knows this. In the space, sensors help the robot move around. This is the LiDAR on top, and there are also sensors at the front. It also reacts to touch and seems to sense the floor beneath it, as there are sensors around the perimeter. It seems that thanks to the sensors, the robot is safe from falling down the stairs, but the manufacturer still asks to set up an obstacle in the way to the stairs just to make sure the robot doesn't accidentally get too close to them. As they say, God protects those who take care of themselves. And to recognize the carpet beneath it, the robot has a separate sensor located in a recess at the bottom of its body. They say that this sensor works very similarly to a car parking sensor. Just an interesting fact. By the way, pay attention to these seemingly phantom zones. Here and here, it's like the robot is looking into a mirror and behaves as if it's looking through glass. It sees something there, reflects some space, but it can't actually get there. And of course, it only moves around in the rooms. The same goes for here. This robot generally works quite differently with carpets, depending on the circumstances. You can program it to avoid them altogether, or you can even allow it to go over them during wet cleaning, and then it will lift its damp pads when on the carpets. Here, it's important to emphasize right away that the principle of God protects those who take care of themselves should not be completely dismissed. And if you are already directing the robot to carpets, make sure that they are more or less securely fixed and will not break. Because otherwise, most likely it will snag them. Well, that's just physics, there's no point in arguing with it. A few words about alternative ways to control the robot. You can add it to Google Home and start cleaning from any device, even from your TV with your account. You can also control it through Google Assistant, and it supports voice commands from Amazon Alexa as well. Amazon Alexa is also supported. I thought I wouldn't be able to start the robot through Siri, but no, I managed to. You just needed to create commands in the Dreame Hall app. Neither Google Assistant nor Siri currently understand Ukrainian voice commands, so English remains the priority. Similarly, all the actions of the robot are also voiced in English for me, because unfortunately Ukrainian hasn't been introduced yet. The camera and artificial intelligence in the robot are quite advanced. It recognizes obstacles and objects, adding them to the cleaning map. My robot identified my sneakers, an extension cord, and carefully navigated around light fixture legs. It even recognized a Lego piece, swallowing it and sending it to the trash. As for something really small, I'll give a purely parental example, a specific piece of a Lego set. It will just swallow them up and send them to the trash. So, before cleaning, it's important to clear everything unnecessary off the floor, especially wires, ribbons, ropes, all sorts of things. This could damage the robot. Especially the side brush can easily get tangled. In short, even automatic cleaning requires a responsible approach. You can connect to the camera not just for fun, but to visually guide the robot if you're not nearby. You can also simply point with your finger on the camera's image to indicate where the robot should move. In surveillance mode, through the camera, you can not only clean but also send voice messages to the robot, take snapshots and record videos, as well as do a home inspection. Well, as I mentioned in the previous part of the video, it's kind of like a security device or part of a home security system. It's not just a robot vacuum. Wow. That is, with the help of a robot, you can check whether you forgot to turn off the iron at home while rushing to leave. You just connect to the camera, go to the room you need, and take a look. Well, come on, that's pretty cool. I will emphasize again. If you connect to the robot's camera, it will immediately notify you through its speaker and will also repeat its notification about the camera's operation remotely every 3 minutes, so that no one accidentally spies on anyone. This is not all. Mi Home is mostly a copy of Dreaming Home with few differences. Besides app and voice control, robots can be controlled with a remote. Although Mi Home is simply a copy of the Dreaming Home application with a minor exception. Apart from the app and voice control, you can use a remote. Press the arrows and move the robot like in a game until you clean it the way you like. You just press the arrows and move the robot like in a game. just like that, until you clean it the way you like it. By the way, in this mode, my robot didn't want to do just dry cleaning, and I don't know why that happened, but be careful when directing your robot towards carpets so you don't damage them in this mode. The app has 3 cleaning options, and I don't know why that happened, but be careful when directing your robot towards carpets so you don't damage them in this mode. The app has 3 cleaning options. This is full cleaning, room cleaning, and specific zone cleaning. And on the room map, you can manually edit all areas and create prohibited zones. You can even create a 3D map of the room, arrange furniture on it, try to repeat the interior, and watch the robot move through the space while cleaning. But this feature seemed more like entertainment to me, because even the furniture models weren't enough to recreate my interior. I took the multi-level map feature more seriously. I created it, tested it, and there are some nuances in how it works. To start working with it, you need to move the robot to another floor. There, it will create a map during the cleaning process or separately. You just need to decide right away if you need fiber cleaning on the robot's plates. If not, then you need to turn off the function. And if the area is large and self-cleaning is needed, you'll have to move it to another floor along with the base. Here's a little nuance. By the way, the robot itself keeps track of the wear and tear of its components and the consumption of consumables. So for example, it will let you know when it's time to replace the trash bag through a message. By the way, it sends quite a lot of messages during and even after cleaning at each stage of its work. In the app, you can even set up automatic cleaning in your home according to a schedule by days and hours. So the robot will be able to constantly maintain cleanliness. And perhaps a regular vacuum cleaner for manual cleaning won't be needed very often. So what do I really think about this robot after using it? I think these robots can already do almost everything they need to do autonomously, and there's just one step left for them to not require any user intervention at all. I'm talking about connecting to the sewage system and water supply. And as far as I understand, this will be the next step in the evolution of automatic home cleaning.